Ladies and gentlemen, the Billy Harper Quintet, give it up for them. How powerful is it to have your life transcended through music in such a beautiful way? Every single moment, every single memory that all of you all helped us to create is a part of what you're seeing today. So I want to thank you all so much for all that you have done to create those beautiful memories. At this time, we are going to have the reading of the life of Wilkins Cumbo by our cousin Kevin Hayes, who is here from Atlanta, Georgia, but born and raised here in Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our cousin Kevin Hayes.
Family, friends, and honored guests, it's my pleasure to read the life of Wilkins Cumbo. Wilkins Key Cumbo was born on August 24, 1937 in Rich Square, North Carolina, to Raymond Cumbo and Eva Jane Key Cumbo. Wilkins was the eldest son born of this union, followed by his brothers Ronald Cumbo and then Joseph Cumbo. Aunt Beulah was one of the first of the Cumbo clan to come up north. On her first visit back home, she noticed that something was not right with one of Will's eyes, so she brought 4-year-old Will back to New York with her. The rest of the family soon followed her to Bedford-Stuyvesant, including her brothers, Raymond, John, and William, and her sisters, Sarah, Ruth, and Lucy. They, like so many other African-American families, migrated from the South to the North as part of what was known as the Great Migration. Bedford-Stuyvesant was ripe with opportunities, and the Cumbo family began opening businesses within the community, including a cleaners and luncheonette on Hancock Street and Stuyvesant Avenue. Wilkins attended PS 129 and later the famous Boys High of Bed-Stuy, my alma mater. As the eldest son, Wilkins, or Mook, as he was fondly called, had a great responsibility to help care for his brothers and support his family. He was particularly protective of his youngest brother, Joe, who had some health challenges and needed his big brother's support. After graduating high school, Will went on to serve in the Army and was eager to get back to his hometown in Brooklyn, and he went on to work in the insurance industry for a number of years. It was during these years that Will began to develop his love for jazz music and the arts when he discovered the East and a deeper connection to Africa and the liberation of black people. The East was a community education and arts organization based on principles of self-determination, nation building, and black consciousness. The East was also an important arts center in Brooklyn, serving as the weekend jazz club, salon, and concert venue for black musicians that rivaled the popular clubs and theaters of Harlem. Will's next career move was at OTB, Off-Track Betting, where he was a branch manager and worked for over 25 years. It was here that he met his wife, Beverly Booker, who was also working at OTB. Soon after, they married and had their daughter, Lori. Beverly often joked that when she first laid eyes on Will that anyone that fine couldn't be any good. Well, after 51 years, he proved to be pretty good. Will and Bev made their home at the Lenox Arms Cooperative on 43rd Street between Lenox and Clarkston in Brooklyn, and were amongst the first black families to move to the co-op. It was there that many neighbors became family, as many young families were just starting out and raising their children. So many fond memories were made there as Will's mother, Emma, moved to the co-op, followed by Will's eldest daughter, Michelle. Grandma's house became the go-to place for all the children in the neighborhood. Will enjoyed living in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn and raising his family and taking family vacations, Jack and Jill activities, and the arts and cultural scene of New York City. As a blended family, Will and Bev enjoyed supporting their children's interests, passions, and made supporting their children the foundation of their relationship. Some of the fondest memories were traveling to Paris to support Rachamel and her interest in helping to support and nurture Malik's Photography Center and helped him build and launch Thought Forms Underground, a premier black art space that sparked the creation of black cultural spaces and the artists they nurtured throughout New York City. Lisa, who was always the fashionista of the family, was always one of the top buyers for the major department stores like Nordstrom, and she kept the family always looking good in the top designs. Dad was also proud of Michelle's career in the Parks Department, Chase Bank PS 235, where she had nurtured generations of children. Will and Bev and the whole family collectively supported Laurie's dream to build Brooklyn's first museum of contemporary African diasporan, arts Mogada. It took over 25 years to see the vision come through. But Will was right there in 2025 when they finally cut the ribbon on the brand new state-of-the-art multi-million-dollar home for Mokada. Will and Bev also supported Laurie in her two successful campaigns for New York City Council, and Will was overjoyed when Mayor Eric Adams appointed Laurie as the Commissioner of the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs. While Will loved his children, he especially loved his grandchildren, who were the apple of his eye. He enjoyed taking his granddaughter Autumn on family trips and seeing his grandson Ezra graduate from Pratt Institute. Will couldn't believe that his granddaughter Sailor was traveling all over the world and always wanted to hear about her globetrotting. He saw early on that his grandson Eli had an interest in basketball and would always encourage him to practice and balance it with his academics. When he learned that his grandson Sage would be graduating this year from high school, that just made Will beam with pride. He was also so proud of Ebony's hard work and diligence as she is in her final year of college majoring in mechanical engineering. Will was also so excited to see that Prince and they would slap each other high-five as hard as they could every time they saw each other. Will loved attending Will's piano recitals and encouraged him to play. As luck would have it, Grandpa got a bonus grandchild named Zion, who he enjoyed having deep conversations with and who he encouraged to continue with his fencing. In his final days, he was so proud to learn that his cousin, Gina Herring, the daughter of Linda Clifford and Nick Coconato, graduated valedictorian of the University of West Los Angeles Law School class of 2025. The little boy that migrated from Rich Square, North Carolina, became an integral part of the fabric of Brooklyn, New York, and beyond. He poured deeply into his family and spent his life supporting the dreams of his family and friends. His final days were spent with family and friends and great jazz music by Eric Frazier. We sent our father to the next realm with so much love and so many memories to take with him on his journey. As we all continue to live out our dreams, we can do so because we were loved and believed in. Wilkins Cumbo is survived by his loving wife, Beverly Cumbo, his 5 children, Michelle, Rashamela, Lisa, Malik, Laurie, and 8 grandchildren, Autumn, Ezra, Selah, Sage, Eli, Ebony, Zion, and Prince. He was also so blessed to have extended sons and daughters, Joel, Raquel, Donna, and Bobby. We all thank you for your prayers, visits, phone calls, text messages, social media posts, and love. You made his transition a beautiful journey. On a personal note, I want to thank Will for instilling in me the seeds of black pride early on as a young boy. So to my cousin, Ngala, Black Power.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sharing your experiences and your life with Dad and for reading the celebration of his life. It is such an awesome and beautiful life, and thank you for bringing those words to life today. At this time, we have our 67th Attorney General of the State of New York, Letitia James. She is a Democratic Attorney General of New York, a position she has held since 2019. Now, let me just tell you a little something. I met Tish James when I was running Mokata, and she was thinking about running for the position of public advocate that now Jamani Williams holds at this time, who is here today. And I was just hoping and having my fingers crossed that Tish would ascend to the role of public advocate so I could run for her seat in the city council. So it's a chain because Tish had to run for public advocate so that I could run for city council, so that then later Tish would run for attorney general. I would be appointed commissioner of cultural affairs, and Crystal Hudson would step in as the council member for that seat. So we have done a bit of strategy to hold on to that seat. But Tish has made history as the first African-American woman to hold citywide office in New York City, and then to go on to be our Attorney General in order to make sure that she makes some more history and making sure that we do some very important things in this time, because there are some folks who are trying to take us back. But our Attorney General is fighting like hell every single day to make sure that we move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, always put your hands together for this strong, powerful Black woman who has done some extraordinary things and has displayed tremendous courage in the face of the most wicked adversity known to the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and thank you, Tish, my sister, for always standing up and never sitting down and being the bravest person that I know in this world. Thank you.
It's going to be all right. I'm not going to allow anyone to take my joy. And they're not going to bury over our history either. And so it's important that we continue to stand up and have some steel in our backbone and recognize that he is just a man. And there's more of us in this world and in this society than there are of him. And no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And no weapon formed against any of you shall prosper. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, with no space between us. And let him know that his days are numbered. So, Mama, I wore blue too. Lori can't boss us around. She's been bossing us around for how many years? I don't know. No. I'm with Mama. Blue! So I want to thank Lori for that kind introduction. You know, Lori, when I was considering running for public advocate, or Lori was right across the street at Mokata, and she would cross the street and just say, "Oh, Tish, how you doing? How you feeling? Any news?" And she would come often and then would bring things. Are you thinking about leaving, moving on? And so, but I believe in my heart of hearts that that more is in store for all of us, and that God is not finished with us. So Lori, Commissioner Cumbo, be so ready. I just kept thinking about jazz, because jazz was his ministry. Jazz was his art form, his language of love. And I oftentimes think of 966 Fulton Street. And I think of all of the performances that I've witnessed at 966 Fulton Street. And I think of the many times that I ran into Mr. Cumbo at 966. Now, you don't know, but 966 is a speakeasy. 966 is a place where you can get jazz and some really good fish. But 966 is a place now with all the changes in the neighborhood where you have individuals who come in who don't speak a word of English. But when they hear that saxophone, and when they start bopping their head, that jazz doesn't speak to any particular language, it speaks to all of us. It's universal. And that's what Mr. Cumbo loved about jazz. It brought us all together as one. And so I say to you and to family, we've got to keep that jazz alive. We've got to keep that tradition alive. Thank you. We've got to make sure that 966 survives, that we build and we grow on it. We've got to make sure that all of these performers, like Dr. Pace, who I had the honor and privilege of sitting next to, we've got to keep that history and let individuals know that they can't erase our history. And that jazz speaks to our experience. Jazz speaks to our struggles. But jazz also speaks to our progress as a people. And that's why we've got to keep it alive. And that's why it's wonderful to be here today, of course, with our beautiful commissioner, Commissioner Cumbo, who has done a great job as Commissioner of Arts and Culture here in the city of New York. And I know that, today she's here because she's a daughter and all of his lovely children. And I want all of you to know that you oftentimes, and I did too, I would turn to Mr. Cumbo because he was a shield from the storm. We turned to him because he kept us safe and warm. I saw so many legends. My former boss, my mentor, Al Van, who has gone on to make that transition. G2 Ausi, I saw Hakeem's father that was in there as well. I saw so many legends who were in these videos, and we've got to remember them. And we've got to remember their strength, and that they survive despite all of the odds. And no matter what we're going through now, they went through so much more and they survived. So we stand on their shoulders. You know, we called on Mr. Cumbo because he gave us the will and the strength to carry on, Lori. He basically said, despite it all, you've got to continue to go on. And I know Lori and the family and all of the children, he was your first love. Like your daddy, like my daddy, he was my first and only true love. And that love will live on in the hearts and the minds of all of his children, and particularly his grandchildren, as I see Prince run up and down the stairs. But what was so special about that video is when you saw he put his leg on the couch, that protective leg. And when he slept next to Prince and he was sleeping, he's going to continue to protect all of us. That protective leg will be over all of us. He's not here in the physical, but he's here in our heart. He will never die. As long as we say his name and speak his name, they will never die. They will never, ever die. So let us continue to talk about Mr. Cumbo. Let us continue to play jazz. Let us continue to love upon one another. And let us not be afraid. Let us be not fearful, but fearless in the face of all of this adversity. And let individuals know that we've been here before and we survived. You're nothing compared to what we've been through. We're a resilient people. We're going to get through all of this. Don't come with me with your attacks. The bow will not break. And the spears, they won't be successful. Now, I come from a long line of fighters. You got nothing on me. Nothing on me. Nothing on me. And I dare you to come once again to my house. This time, someone will have a pot of grits. So, you got those grits ready? You got the grits ready? I present this proclamation to Commissioner Cumbo and her family. I'm not going to read it, but it says all the things that I've said and more, that he certainly was a leader and someone who obviously supported and defended black culture, and for that, we owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Cumbo. God bless you and thank you.
right, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. People are coming with it today. You're going to come home inspired today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased at this time to have so many people that are coming to pay tribute to our father. But I also want to recognize at this time, again, when I was running for city council, part of the process is that you need endorsements. And so I had to get the support and the endorsement of Attorney General, then City Council Member Letitia James. I had to get the endorsement, and I worked hard for it, with Dr. Una Clark, and I had to get it in collaboration with Yvette Clark, Congress member, and so, who is here today. And so I was getting all of these endorsements and working hard, and then there was a holdout. There was Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries. And so I was looking to get that endorsement for Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries, but then I noticed what started to happen was his father started coming to the campaign office. And so I started to think like, wow, that means that, you know, maybe this endorsement might be coming on. And then I was still waiting for the endorsement, but Dad was out there out front with my dad, and I started to think, you know, a little bit like, yeah, Hakeem's dad. I mean, this is almost better than Hakeem's endorsement, right? I got the dad and Hakeem. But of course, the endorsement came very soon. We had always talked about it, and we had talked about the timing of it. But when you're running for office, the timing is always in the moment, like right now. So we formed a beautiful friendship with the entire Jeffries family, and I want to thank him for his leadership in my life, for the bond of collaboration with our families. This political world is very family-centered. It's not just that we're colleagues. We're deeply rooted in terms of our families, in terms of the challenges, the ups and downs that we face. As you can see that photo, that is the photo of Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries' father and my father outside of the campaign office, working hard to get me elected. And I also want to thank Congressmember Jeffries, who is our minority leader, for continuing to show unprecedented strength, fighting wickedness in high and low places, and staying committed to the fight and the values of our people. And I know that when I speak to Congressmember Jeffries, he often talks about the arc of justice and how it bends and how it's a long arc. And he's never been in it for the immediate. He's for real progress and transformative change, and understand that while people want you to jump up and finger pop and point and this and that, he understands the long game to this political process. And so I want us to continue to have faith and understanding in the long game of what he's fighting to achieve. So when my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and mom went to the nursing home, we would have conversations with Dad, and elected officials would often pop on the television screen, and we'd get a chance to talk to him about the politics and what he thinks and what he's thinking about. So I want to just play this short video. Congressmember Jeffries came on television, and I just so happened to have my camera and asking him his thoughts on Congressmember Jeffries. What did you say? What about him?
Good.
Why you love him?
Nice dude.
He's a nice dude. He's a good leader, right?
Great. Great. He's gonna be one of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries.
Good afternoon, everybody. What an honor and a privilege to be here on this momentous occasion, touched by that video, touched, of course, by my good friend Lori and the entire family, Miss Beverly and the children and the grandchildren and each and every one of you. An honor and a privilege to be here to lift up the life and the legacy of Wilkins Cumbo. We know that he was a good man, hard-working man, family man, community man, patriotic man, a good-looking man, and a jazz man. And as I was on my way over here and realized, Lori, that it was at the Cumbo Theater, it's the first time I think, I've been in office now about 19 years, it's the first time I realized it wasn't the Cumbo Theater. Because of all that has taken place, the leadership of the commissioner and the councilwoman as it relates to this particular venue. Now, a day or so ago, I said, was talking to my staff about it, and they said, are you going to the program for Lori's dad? I said, no, I'm not going to the program. They said, you're not going to the program? I see it on the calendar. I said, understand something. Lori Cumbo doesn't have programs, she has extravaganzas. And this is an extravaganza for a man who deserves it, like none other. An extravaganza. That's why all of us are here. Our great Attorney General, of course, being here. Yvette Clarke, the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus here. Mayor stopped by, Jamali Williams, Crystal. The man who deserves an extravaganza. Thankful for who he was and what he represented. I mean, his story is really our story in such a phenomenal way. Born in the Jim Crow South, part of the Great Migration up north, settled in Bedford-Stuyvesant, graduated from Boys High, served this nation in the military, even though the nation wasn't necessarily serving us at the time. He then met his beautiful wife, Beverly, at OTB. He didn't even have to bet on the horses, and he won big. His story is our story. Brought jazz to the neighborhood, and of course, raised these 5 children, this big, beautiful, brilliant, bold black family. What an amazing thing. And Mr. Cumbo, he did it in classic Brooklyn, not gentrified Brooklyn. Raised them in classic Brooklyn. I'm talking about Albee Square Mall, Brooklyn. A&S, Brooklyn. VMI, Brooklyn. I'm talking about Sheepskin Coat, Brooklyn. Hoop Earring, Brooklyn. I'm talking about that Brooklyn when you got to Grand Army Plaza, the 2 and 3 train, there was no more diversity after that stop. He raised this family in classic Brooklyn. And look at how they turned out. What a testament to him and Miss Beverly. Not easy to raise a big, beautiful, brilliant, bold, black family. And so we're just so thankful for him. We stand on his broad shoulders, even in the midst of these challenging times. That takes character that he had, commitment that he had, courage that he had. And even though we're dealing with wickedness in high places, haters in the White House, haters in Congress, haters in the cabinet. We can be inspired by the journey that great men like Wilkins, Key, Cumbo had. And know that through all the storms that are in front of us right now, he gave us the way forward. All we've got to do is follow it. And when we follow it, we will end this national nightmare and be confident that the best is yet to come. God bless you, Mr. Cumbo. May you forever rest in power.
Delivery on the life and times of my father, Wilkins Cumbo, our father, our patriarch. At this time, we are going to hear from my siblings. It's 5 of us, as you have heard, and we have all were given an assignment by my mom that each of us write a reflection moment on our father. And Ebony Grant compiled all of them and brought them all together. So if my 5 siblings could come up together so that you can see this beautiful, bold, brilliant black family that Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries spoke about. All right. And we will start with Malik.
So my father had a unique gift for seeing a person's best quality and finding a way to help them nurture it. For me, he saw a creative energy that needed an outlet. He watched me go from singing in the Brooklyn Boys chorus to being a b-boy and doing graffiti, and then he saw my interest into the camera. That's when he put a Canon AE1 in my hand, and it ignited a passion that would shape my life. Years later, when I needed to find a new studio, he stepped in again with that same vision. We found a warehouse in Tribeca that was a total dump, but he saw the potential. He brought in contractors, bought supplies, and built the space from the ground up, giving me the fortitude to see daunting projects through to the end. He initially thought he was just building a studio for me, but when he saw it evolve into a community space known as Thought Forms Underground, he embraced it completely. It was through this and watching him help my sister, Lori, build Makata and all those other things he did for the family and friends, I realized the greatest joy with him was simply making people happy in his own special way.
We will have our eldest sister, Michelle Tashiba Cumbo.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for coming today. I'm not a big talker in kind of intimate situations, but I just wanted to say that I love my dad. I loved him best during the quiet times when his jazz was jiving and his foot was tapping while his pencil was doodling away. He loved to doodle and do art and create. I loved watching him relax, which he did often, and he loved to read. He read about great people. It was never difficult for us to find Father's Day gifts and Christmas gifts because he loved books. He's a big fan of Obama's works, and we made sure that he had those. I loved watching him relax. He loved music and the arts. My favorite times were dad joke times. Everyone says that he and I have a similar humor, and he has a very dry wit, which I loved. And I loved when we giggled together, and he had his shy smile, and you know, I made a joke. My dad embraced his grandchildren with so much love and care for who they are as individuals. And I'm so glad that they all got a chance to know him, to spend time with him, and to learn from him. His love flows through each of us. His love flows through each of us, and inspiring how we live, how we learn, and how we love. And I'd like to just say, Dad, rest in peace. We've got this.
Hi, my name is Rashamela. Yes. And you know, it's sort of interesting when I found out that my father had outrun us and joined the ancestors. I looked at his face and he had a big smile. He just seemed so at peace. Do you remember the smile on his face? Yeah, that. But we're going to miss him in one way, but we do know that the ancestors are always with us, and we always can connect to them. The ancestor realm is getting a little crowded, you know. I've got lots of people, but, you know, I just want you all to stay strong and, you know, think about how you live your life. You know, that's the most important thing, what you do and how you treat other people and how you feel about how you treat other people, because really that's the most important thing, because when we all make our transition, we want people to say nice things about us also. But you know, one thing I do remember, and it's so funny because these memories keep coming up to me. I remember when I was a little girl and I needed some tap shoes. And what I thought of was, my father was a problem solver. You know, if you said something to him, he would find a way to solve the problem. And I think I was about 8 years old, and we were on Halsey Street. And I really wanted some tap shoes. I was taking a tap class at Tivoli Towers when they had dance classes there. And I went into the kitchen, and my father had my sneakers. And my grandfather used to drink those little beers with the flip top. He had put them on the bottom of the shoe. And he said, this is what they do down south, so now you have some tap shoes. So, and they worked. They did work. I kept those for a long time, to be honest. So, you know, the thing is just, you know, he was a problem solver, and I'll always remember that, because there was nothing that I would say that he wouldn't give me the solution to. So,
You got the tap shoes.
yes, they worked good too. They were better than Capizio. Yeah, they were better than Capizio. All righty, so that's all I have to say. And thank you all for coming, and be kind. Be kind.
I love that tap shoe story. You should write a story about that. You should write a story about the tap shoes. I think I may write a story.
Hi everybody, I'm Lisa Renee Cumbo. I get two middle names.
You get the mic, big girl.
I'm looking for light. Okay, when I was reunited with my dad as a child, as a young adult, I'm trying to see. That's a little better, thank you. When I was reunited with my dad, he said that he was very sorry that he had not been there for me and that he could not make up for lost time, but we can start from here. When I talked to my dad, he asked, "How are you doing?" I answered, "Fine." He said, "I know you're fine. How are you doing?" The last time I spoke with my dad, he asked me what was I doing, and I told him I was like helping the homeless, working in the community. And he told me, that's all good and fine, but make sure you take time for yourself and to keep on keeping on. So I just want to say that whatever you're doing, whoever you're helping, you know, it's all nice, but don't forget to take time for yourself because it's really important. And to just keep on keeping on.
All right. I want to cue up a video that my dad spoke of when he spoke of all of us as siblings. And it really sums up what his vision and what his legacy is for this family and for all of us. And I would like to utilize that time because my moment with him is really this moment because it crystallized what this program is, and it crystallized on so many levels what we all need to do. And following this, we will have a presentation by Rome Neal. So we are going to join our seats and we're going to watch this video. Grandpa, do you have anything that you care to say to everyone?
I guess everybody knows by now that I'm short and sweet. One of the biggest highlights of my life is all our family together. And the kids, we can honor each other. Continue to live and enjoy it for life. A long time coming. We haven't been together like this ever. And, we should keep on doing it. We have a beautiful family. And I'm very proud of everyone. I just can't wait till the little ones come up and show what they can do. So keep on doing the good work and keep on keeping the Cumbo family proud of being a part of the family.
So that crystallizes it, the importance of family, gathering, being together. And as my father said in his final days while at the Spring Creek Nursing Home, that was the first time that we had all gotten together as a family, all the children, all the grandchildren, with my mom and with my dad. And with his passing, it was so complicated because I felt so much joy and happiness because we were all together while at the same time knowing that he was transitioning. And so it was just a beautiful experience to be able to be with him together as a family and wanting that to always be with us. At this time, we have an extraordinary performer, musician who my dad absolutely adored. Rome Neal has a daughter that she's really the apple of his eye, and they bonded over being girl dads. And he is an extraordinary performer. He is an actor. He is a musician. He's a community organizer. He is Brooklyn through and through. And I want us to welcome him. He's going to do an excerpt from Thelonious Monk, and he has done a one-man show of Thelonious Monk that Dad and Mom and all of us had an opportunity to see, but it's a phenomenal rendition. And so if we could put our hands together for the Rome Neal, who is going to perform for us today this extraordinary piece. Thank you so much, Rome.
Yes, my daughter, Leah Neal, is a two-time Olympic swimmer also, and from Brooklyn. Yes. So we have these historian women from Brooklyn that we raised. So this is a little bit of Monk by Lawrence Holder, award-winning, a Delco award-winning play. I write around midnight. I'm 17 years old. Nobody's playing my music because they don't understand it. You don't understand it, how can you play it? Shit, sometimes I didn't understand it. You understand me now? Running subways, streets all time of day, night, doorways, underpasses, looking for something. Absolutely out of my mind, running from note to note. Sometimes didn't have a piano, notes in my head and remember. If I was fortunate, I get to Maxine Sullivan's house up in the Bronx. Now she had the greatest piano. Then I hear it, that first note, bang. Then the next one, dang. It led me all the way to round midnight. But underneath it all, I'm alone. Off to the side of everyone, nobody's afterthought. We beboppers hit the scene. The music we play changes sweet, silly swing. Music of the Dorseys, the Millers, the Shores, to our cacophonous slashing, unheard billions, baby. Typical jazz guard like Bird, for instance, works over the same changes as the sweet, silly swing music. But the melody and the rhythmic lines are more vigorous, more rigorous, more attacking, more, yeah. Like How High the Moon becomes ornithology and you can still hear the original. Don't get me wrong, I like the music. Some of that stuff is terrific, especially when we play it. But Diz, Bird, Klook, Max, and the rest of the boys do this as a way of getting back at the controllers of the music. Once making all the money, the publishers, distributors, salesmen, that bunch. I mean, they're the ones that keeping us in dingy saloons and crummy clubs, paying us in drugs and pennies, sometimes not paying us at all. Screw them, jive caps. We were revolutionaries, outlaws, baby, and we knew it. But we don't say that out loud. They put those microphones to our faces, ask us how it feels, digging ourselves out of the tubes. The business has created for us. We make jokes about it. Crazy, baby! Ain't nothing to it, slick, we cool! We bop them. They think we soft in the head, but we weren't. We put together music that the ones who control the music business, the preferred players can't play. Now imagine me playing with Lawrence Welk or Guy Lombardo. I would have loved it. My music's so tough, got musicians coming to the house all the time. All they want to know is how they can get some of the monk magic. One monk got Miles slinking up to the house every day, trying to find out about some chords. Dizzy too. Now these cats are musicians, and they want me to teach them how to be me. I laugh at the project, howl at the prospect, be like me. Shit, I ain't even me. One day, some jive skinny sucker trying to steal some of my sheets. I see him grab them, he's headed out the door. I said, hey man, where you going with my sheets? Jive skinny sucker got the nerve, said, I'm taking them to my job, the folder stacked them, I'll bring them right back. I walk up to him, he hands them back to me. I gotta be more careful. Cats try to steal all the time, even friends. Like one day I hear Art Blakey's going around using my name to sell his new group, the Jazz Messengers. He gets the gigs, only one problem, I ain't playing for him. Good group. Another time, me and Nelly sitting at home minding our own business. Friend of hers come by and say there's some cat out front claiming to be me so he can cash in on me. I'm on it in an instant. Cut to this little back-ass club and discover that little Bud Powers walking around saying he's the loneliest monk. I look at him, shake my head. He looks back, shakes his head. Now I'm tight, he's tight. But how come you impersonating me? I ain't impersonating you, I am you. You should know that by now. How come you can't remember anything? Now I forget the last comment, but I love him when he gets like this, all paradoxical and shit. So how come you cashing checks, Mark? But I ain't cashing checks. Yeah, you think I'm doing that? Then I know you crazy. Then what are you doing? Look at it like this, man. Here I am playing piano at one of the swings and I'm playing your tune midnight, right? This blonde babe walks up to the piano, says in the sweetest, throatiest, sexiest voice, "Did you write that?" Now what am I supposed to do, monk? Her leaning all that flesh in on me on this shoulder right here. Gone, but. So I said, yeah, baby, I'm Thelonious Monk. And I say it proudly, Monk, because I'm representing you. Babe wraps her arms around mine, walks and sets me to a table with all these heads of movie studios on all these fur, babe, and she's still charging me up, Monk. I think her name was Marilyn or something like that. I can't be sure. Now the incident is over, and if Bud is stealing from me, Harry Columbia will find out, and that'll be that. But Marilyn, he is smaller than me, less threatening. But it must have been something. After all, he is the great Bud Power. It's out of my arms, and I'm out of my mind. Let our hearts take wings at midnight. Around midnight, let the angels sing of your returning. Let our love be safe and sound when old midnight comes around. Thank you so very much. Let's have a hand for Adrian on the piano and Hero on the bass. You all know yours truly. Thank you so very much. I want to just say, her dad, when she brought him, you know, this is a daughter love for her family. When she brought her and Wilkins and Beverly to the show at Rustics that night, I felt so much love in the two of them and being in the audience, and we just had a ball. We had a ball, so thank you.
Thank you. Everybody give it up for Rome Neal. That was beautiful. I know my dad is enjoying every moment of everything today. And I really want to thank you for that, because this is an Adelco Award-winning actor, director, Rome Neal, and this is a recreation from one of Lawrence Holder's Monk scenes. So I just want to let you know that this is a longtime jazz legend, and he is known for his Rome Neal's Banana Pudding Jazz at the legendary New Yorican Poets Cafe. So you can see Rome Neal many more times, awarded the 2022 Adelco Lifetime Achievement Award for his accomplishments in Black theater. Rome's thoughtful production and commanding stage presence have become a fixture in the New York City jazz world. And so let's give it up for him. He is a legend in Brooklyn, New York. Now, my good sister, my great sister, who has been my political friend, sister, I am so happy that she has been able to take time away from her busy time in Congress to be able to join us here today. I am so happy to welcome the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus here in New York City. I just want to just bring your attention to something. I want to bring your attention to the fact here in Brooklyn, New York, you have heard from the Attorney General for New York State, Letitia James, Brooklyn, New York. You have heard from Congressmember Jeffries, the minority leader of Congress here, born in Brooklyn, New York. You have Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke, who is the Congressmember, head of the Congressional Black Caucus for the United States of America, here from Brooklyn, New York. You have Jamani Williams, public advocate, citywide position, here in Brooklyn, New York. I mean, we have come together with our mayor, Eric Adams, here, Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York has commanded global center stage. And we've got to hold on to that position here in New York City and beyond. It's rocky right now. It's real rocky. But don't let that rockiness on that boat or ship deter us from what we have to do. May you go away from this presentation and this memorial and this concert inspired. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. There she is. That's what I'm saying. Just when you think you're the fashion icon and diva, Congresswoman Clarke walks on the stage, and you got to rethink about what you're going to wear the next time you in her company or presence. Thank you, my sister.
Well, I was raised right, let me just say that. And I knew where I was coming. Let me say, on behalf of the people of the 9th District of New York, the Clarke family, to the family of Wilkins, Cumbo, to his loved ones and his friends in attendance, I extend our deepest condolences on his transition at this time. He is not physically with us any longer, but we are grateful for the spirit and legacy that he has left us with. A legacy of excellence, a family that has indeed demonstrated that his sacrifice, his love, that and that of his bride, has built here in Brooklyn. And by extension, I think it's Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm sure throughout, a legacy of excellence that will go on from generation to generation. It has been stated, I am Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke, and I proudly represent New York's 9th Congressional District. I am chair of the Congressional Black Caucus for the 119th session of Congress. And I'm here for my sister and her family. And I knew it was going to be a family gathering. There is a convergence of many of us who were born and raised here in Brooklyn during a certain era that were raised by parents who understood that anchoring us in our humanity, anchoring us in blackness, anchoring us in culture, anchoring us in music and movement and understanding of our talents were going to bode well for future generations. And so I went to the East too. I was all up in there. And there's so many who have come today who are part of the village that raised the child. And so I knew that, for one, I wanted my sister to know that I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the Cumbo family for all that it has done, produced, and continue to do right here in the city of New York, through Lori and through Prince. Hello, next gen. Through all who have come together today, the siblings and the spouses of the Cumbos. All that you have contributed is not lost on all of us in this room. And those traditions will continue as we lift up the legacy of Wilkins Key Cumbo. That migration was so powerful for our city. Coming from the southern part of the United States, and in my case, south of the border, we have built communities that endure. It is our responsibility in this moment to reflect on that, to see that as our spiritual compass, and to make sure that the next generation, all these young Cumbos sitting here, understand what that sacrifice was about and why it is so significant in the moment that we're living in. Because when you treasure it, and today is to be treasured. I saw some video cameras up there. Y'all better post. Hello. I know y'all got clout online. Make sure that your people know, wherever you're from, where you're from, who you're anchored in, and why your life is so significant in the chemistry of the body of who we are as a people. And so I just want to say that while we're in mourning, we are celebrating. That's a part of who we are as a people as well. We understand that the next realm where our brother Wilkins Key Cumbo is where we will all hopefully journey one day. I know they separate some folk depending on, you know, how you got down while you were here, but our hope is that we can reach that bar. And what we see today and reflected in all that has been said, in all that we have experienced together, says that we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity if we can grab onto the love that this family has displayed for one another. One of the most powerful things that we have in our arsenal in a moment like this. I tell people, and I'm going to close with this, Lord, because we're here to celebrate the Cumbos. But this is a what side are you on moment. Whose side are you on moment? And clearly, Mr. Cumbo knew whose side he was on. There's a lot of folks confused out there. They're trying to be on two sides at the same time. And you can't be with the devil and liberate people at the same time. That can't happen. And so I want to encourage us in this moment, because people say to me, well, how do you handle it? First of all, my brother Hakeem's going to be the next speaker, and I'm working on that. I know where he comes from, so I don't have to be worried. But I also know that our people have come through some very, very, very hard times, challenging times. You know, times when our humanity was reduced in other people's minds to dust. But we have an opportunity in this moment to show who we are and what we're made of. And it requires sophistication and unity. And when I say sophistication, it means we don't get petty with one another. It means that we understand we are on a mission to continue to liberate our people, to lift us up. And you know, we're trendsetters. Black folks have had to liberate America from America throughout our tenure here on this piece of land. And so we're called upon in this generation to do so. I want to let the young people know that I served with a man named John Lewis. And John Lewis came from down south. He was the leader of a movement to liberate our people. And one of the things he used to encourage us as members of Congress to do was to get into something called good trouble. He said it was necessary to be in good trouble. He said it was critical that we use everything at our disposal to make sure that people are not comfortable with the denigration of who we are. And so I want y'all to stir it up. John Lewis was a teenager when he got into the movement. Most of the people that started the movement, that put their lives on the line in the movement, the civil rights movement, were children A lot of people don't realize that because, you know, we get to see our elders today who made it through. But a lot of children put their lives on the line. Children, let's do this. Let's come through this. It won't be too long, but get your Soweto trot on. Because that's what Wilkins Cumbo would have wanted us to do. God bless you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Congresswoman Yvette Clarke has such a powerful position in the United States. Imagine being the leader of all the black Congress members throughout the country and providing the vision and the placement and the strategy for how we are going to move forward. And that's coming directly out of Brooklyn in partnership with Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries. So give it up for our Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke. At this time, I want to recognize that on May 24th, my parents, no, May 18th, right, Mom? I think so. On May 18th, my parents celebrated their 51st wedding anniversary. And 51 years of good times, bad times, celebrations, challenges. They have gone through it all. And I want to thank my mom for being so strong in all the roles of being a mom, of being a wife, of being an aunt, of being a friend, of being what in Western culture they call stepmothers, but she was beyond a stepmother. We basically have kind of dropped that title because Katie Cumbo, Fakisha Cumbo, and my mother Beverly Cumbo, they originated what blended families look like and how we can still thrive as a family all together as one. And I want to thank you for mirroring that because it's so important in today's culture that we show that we're always going to remain family and we're all going to continue to be family. And so this tribute by Jamel Gaines and Creative Outlet Dance Company is a tribute to those 51 years. They're going to take some time to move some of these elements so that we can do this beautiful dance performance. But Creative Outlet was founded in 1994 by artistic director Jamel Gaines. Jamel Gaines' Creative Outlet has been a transformative force in cultural arts and dance programming in downtown Brooklyn since its inception. The dance company was born out of Gaines' desire to give back to the community that shaped him while addressing a gap in the own education about Black history and stories that have been silenced in mainstream media. For the past 30 years, the company has dedicated itself to uplifting underserved communities through the expressive power of dance and integrated art forms. I just want to say, when you hear that Jamel Gaines and Creative Outlet is going to be performing anywhere, buy a ticket, bring your family, and support this dance company because it comes out of Brooklyn and it's saving lives by connecting to young people's passions and allowing them the ability to recognize and tap into who they are. And if our young people don't know who they are, as that African proverb says, a child that cannot feel the warmth of the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. So we have to continue to make sure that our young people know that they are loved and appreciated. We've got to make sure that this dance company becomes on the same level as the Alvin Ailey's of the Dance Theater of Harlem's. We have to make sure that Creative Outlet has a home here, a permanent home in Brooklyn, New York. They are just back from a tour in Nigeria. Bobby Olisa organized a tour where they were able to meet with the dignitaries of Nigeria. Imagine this, I just want to, for so many of us here, imagine founding an African dance company that you have been operating for over 30 years, and your trip to Ghana and Nigeria this year and last year is your first time able to step on the continent of Africa, right? We've got to make sure that we provide more vehicles for our people to connect back to Africa and to be able to take those tours and reconnect to the work that we are doing here in America as part of the diaspora. So I'm so proud. I know that this dance company is going to transcend to all kinds of powerful levels now that they have touched ground on the continent. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give them a moment to set up, and they are now going to perform a piece by John Coltrane's A Sentimental Mood, and this is going to be a tribute to my parents' 51 years together. So we will cue up that video as well. Thank you.
Than it does to
Jamel Gaines does it again. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that beautiful tribute to Wilkins and Beverly Cumbo. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much, Jamel. Right? A large part of our life together has been, as a family, our relationship with Jack and Jill of America. And I grew up in a community where the most dynamic women and fathers who gave us such a fundamental grounding and safety and became that village. And it's such a blessing to be able to work with so many of these dynamic moms and dads in other aspects of my life. The associate chapter of Jack and Jill and current members of Jack and Jill would like to do a presentation in tribute of my father and in sisterhood with my mother, Beverly Cumbo. And we are going to ask them to come forward at this time to do this very beautiful tribute that's a part of the tributes that happen with Jack and Jill, but they have done something very special for my dad, and we can't thank them enough for their participation and ability to recognize Dad today and be in sisterhood with my mother. Thank you.
Rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. Man is a grass that springs up at morn, grows green, and is cut down and withers. Ere nightfall, truth that well may claim a sound. Its natural echo, but hope, comes reborn at Jesus' bidding. Mothers and fathers in Jack and Jill, before you, you will see an unlit, lighted candle. This candle, which once burned brightly, now signifies light, which never more on earth will shine. As we take this candle from the holder, we shall place it in remembrance of who has joined the great celestial family. While Wilkins Cumbo's candle burns no more, you will represent Father and still lighted candles. Extinguish your flame in momentary tribute to our departed Jack and Jill father.
F is for the family foundation. For a dear father, may it hold forever strong.
A is for appreciation. May we always be thankful for the gifts we are given and those we have to give.
Is for togetherness. May our memory of the departed still bind us together in thought and
H is for heart. May the heart of gold that once lived
in the body of our departed father this day live in his spirit.
E is for eternal. Eternal life is sought after death. May you, our dear departed Father, find eternal life in the hereafter.
R is for righteousness, is what you stood for, and may this quality permeate our every path.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. May this beautiful rose stand as a symbol of our love for our departed father, Wilkins Cumbo. The rose still grows beyond the wall. Near shady wall, a rose once grew, budded and blossomed in God's free light, watered and fed by morning dew, shedding its sweetness day and night as it grew and blossomed fair and tall, slowly rising to loftier height. It came to a crevice in the wall, through which there shone a beam of light. Onward it crept and added strength. Never a thought of fear or pride. It followed the light through the crevice of length and unfolded itself on the other side. The light, the dew, the broadening view were found the same as they were before, and lost itself in beauty's new. Breathing its fragrance more and more, shall claim of death cause us to breathe, and make our courage faint or fall? Nay, let us faith and hope receive, the rose still grows beyond the wall, scattering fragrance far and wide, just as it did in days of yore, just as it did on the other side, just as it will forevermore. giver and taker of life, and the lover and keeper of our soul. We as Jack and Jill members, associates, and alumni, stand before you with heavy hearts. Comfort us as we speak words in remembrance of Wilkins' coming. Precious Lord, lead us and guide us as we accept your divine will. Let us as mothers, fathers, and alumni of Jack and Jill Brooklyn chapter always seek you, God, for strength and guidance. We want to thank you, God, for the memories and times we shared with our departed father, Wilkins Cumbo. Oh God, comfort his family and help us to encourage their hearts. Let us be guiding lights that forever shine in this sight and in this world. In Jesus Christ's name, we ask and pray. Amen.
Thank you so much to my Jack and Jill family for coming and doing that beautiful ceremony. It's so wonderful to see my sisters that I served in Jack and Jill, as well as Dr. Evelyn Castro, Mrs. Sharon Simmons, a lot of the associate members who are here with my sisters. We thank you so very much for being here. You know that there is that incredible amount of respect that we have for all of you. I saw Mrs. Reed here as well. I saw Mrs. McNabb. I also saw Mrs. Turnipseed here. And you know that it's old school when you still call everybody by their Mr. and Mrs. name, right? Because we work together now and we're in settings and, you know, everybody's like, hey, Pop, hey, Pat, hey, this, hey, this. And I'm in the meeting saying, hey, Bob, hey, Pat, hi, Mrs. Turnipseed, hi, Mrs. Reed, hey, Kim, hey, so-and-so. It's still those separations that are definitely important to have. At this time, and I just want to say, just in closing, when I was inaugurated to the City Council, my inauguration was about 7 hours long. And so when I came to work the next morning, you have those colleagues that like to bust chops a little bit. So when I came in the next morning, I was saying, so how'd you like the inauguration? They were like, is it still going on? Like, it's Monday. Like, I took my wife to dinner, we came back, it was still going on. And so we decided to go home and we came back. Is it still going on? So I want to let you know that that is not going to be the case tonight. And that's why when Congressmember Jeffries came forward and said the extravaganza, he was referring to my, when I was at my inauguration, where he was one of the people there that was there for about 7 hours. I wanted to keep the program tight, but I also wanted to make sure that we gave voice to some that were not able to be here today. So our family, when we made that great migration from the north to the south, from the south to the north, we were blessed and fortunate enough to have some celebrity happen. We were starting businesses, we were creating our legacy, and came along our cousin Linda Clifford, who in 1966, get this, 1966, she won the Miss New York State beauty pageant. She was the first African-American woman before even Vanessa Williams to win a beauty pageant in this country. She made her mark among the classic R&B singers and also as a legendary diva. Linda's landmark recordings have spent a total of 60 weeks at #1 on Billboard magazine's dance charts, earning a Grammy Award nomination. Linda has appeared on American Bandstand, Solid Gold, and Soul Train, and she has been represented all throughout this country and this world, continues to perform, and she gave our family such a level of excitement. I know my brother always shares the story where they would charge people to come to the house and take pictures. That was Kevin. Oh, Kevin and my brother and dad and everybody, they recognized we had this celebrity and figured out a way to make some money. And you could take a picture with Linda for how much was a photo with her? 25 cents. Now, how gracious is that? Linda could not be here with us. She just recently had leg surgery. She's so disappointed that she wasn't able to be here, and she has sent a video to share with each of you. So we are going to cue that video right now. And following that, we will have our grandchildren reflect on Grandpa following that, and then we will have the Eric Fraser Quartet tribute to Wilkins Cumbo.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. On this glorious day of love, honor, and remembrances, my name is Linda Coconato, formerly Linda Cumbo, and Will was my cousin. I couldn't be there with you today because I just got myself a brand new knee, so I'm sending this video to share a few things with you. As you know, we're all here to listen, tell stories, and honor a man that all of us knew and loved. If you were fortunate enough to spend some time with Will, you had a good day. Oh, and by the way, you know him as Will or Wilkins, but I, from the time I was a very little girl, knew him only as Mook. Mook. I don't know where that nickname came from, or if it had any special meaning, but he's always going to be Mook to me. I always thought he was very cool, and as you all know, I was right. A cool guy with a cool walk who listened to cool music. And I was blessed because he shared some of that cool with me. Artworks, music, all kinds of music. R&B, Latin, pop, all of it. But oh, how he loved jazz. As I grew older, we would go to all the musical hotspots in this incredible city, listening to different performers, and no matter where we were, laughter was always with us. I will miss our conversations by telephone, as I traveled and experienced many of the things that Will taught me. I will miss conversations about the Mets, the Bears, the Temptations, Ella, and his beloved family, the joy, the pride we both carried with us because of them. I will miss him until we are once again together, listening. Thank you, cousin, for so many things, but especially for the joy you brought to my life. Thanks for listening.
If we could just, as my nieces and nephews come up, if we could just roll the photo slide of some of Linda's accomplishments, I just would like for you to know a bit more about who she is and her contribution to R&B and the music and art world all throughout. She is a legendary diva and has done extraordinary work. That's probably during one of the times they got 25 cents for a photo with Linda. That was probably one of those days. That's at Beulah's house, isn't it? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's her on the cover of Jet magazine. Imagine in the 1970s and 80s, you've got a cousin that's on the cover of Jet magazine. That's her for her Miss America pageant. Nieces and nephews, you can start coming forward. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to begin our presentation first with Ezra, and he's going to read a synopsis of his presentation in celebration of Grandpa.
Hello, friends, family. there's a crowd here. Seems like you can always bring that. Slide him down. Try not to let him hold on for a second. So, my older sister couldn't be here, so I'm going to read a little bit about her before I get into mine. Autumn Cumbo is the first-born grandchild in our family. She insistently becomes the center of attention with her beautiful smile and her warm spirit. Grandpa and Grandma enjoyed taking Autumn on family vacations and trips, and she always lit up every vacation and brought a smile to everyone's face. Grandpa will often tell the story of how someone was being mean to Autumn. When she was about 5 years old, she turned to them and said, "You're just jealous." It became a family mantra. Okay, I get to mine now. Some separation. My fondest memories with my grandfather consist of thrift shopping, driving around, and talking jazz. He sure can collect things. I had baseballs, gloves, a bunch of random stuff. He wasn't a hoarder though. He had value to all those things. I would say one of his greatest qualities was his knack for getting my interests out of me. He would ask me what I love. And as a kid, I would say many things. But when I told him I'm pursuing art, he was hard-pressed on how I could apply that and make it a living. Naturally, he suggested I should draw jazz musicians, and that it could make me a ton of money. I obviously did not do that. Before he passed, though, I had the feeling to draw something for him. I decided for the first time to draw a musician. I did a portrait of Miles Davis. I never seen that much excitement in his face in his weakened state. I felt I was meant to draw for him that one time to make it more precious. And I'm happy I did. But all that to say, he played an influential role in helping me become the artist I am today. He was a father, a grandfather, a friend, a husband, and a lover of art.
Hi. Do you want to go? I'll go, you go next, okay? I'm Salah, one of his granddaughters. You'll be missed very much. We enjoyed so much of your time. His love and passion for all of our interests really showed the care that he instilled in us and all of us. Okay. He was such a joy to be around and laugh with, and he always found a joke in every situation, even when it wasn't funny. He always saw something in all of us before we saw it ourselves, and continued to bring that out of us every second that he could. And we're very grateful to have him as our grandpa and our pop-up.
I guess.
You could go. You could go. That's for last, yeah. Hi, I'm Sage. Well, Grandpa always had the best stories to tell. He had a great sense of humor. I'll always cherish the memories we made together. He was one of the best people to be around. Really thankful for everything he's done for our family.
My name is Eli. My paragraph. Grandpa was a great person with a great sense of humor. He was a great man who loved his family very much. Whenever I was with him, I always seen a smile on his face. And one of the memories I have of him is when he had a talk with me and my cousin Prince about what to expect in life. This moment really sat with me because it's the longest conversation I have with anyone. His words were heartwarming, and it was then that I knew he really cared about my passions in my life and my future. He knew my love for basketball since I was 4 years old, and introduced me to St. John's Rec Center, where I practice skills and confidence. And I'm gonna miss calling him to tell him to turn on the next game, and his face lighting up when he sees me. Or the serious talks about the importance of working and studying hard. Even in heaven, he will always be my #1 fan who I can always count on cheering on me.
Hello everyone, my name is Ebony. Although my grandfather and I never quite agreed on me using my height for sports, partially because I think Eli has that covered, I don't think it ever really bothered him. Whenever I visited and he asked how I was doing in school, or more recently with my travels, he would beam and quote his mother and say that I was becoming one of them. He always seemed proud that I was doing something. The topic never really mattered as much. Having someone support you, no matter what your endeavors are, is a magical thing, and I wish everyone had a figure like that in their lives. Rest in peace, and hugs and kisses, Grandpa.
My name is Zion, and he was a great man, and he was very kind to me whenever we hung out, and I'm gonna miss him. And, rest in peace.
My name is Prince, and one of the moments I had with Grandpa was when we went to the park together. Grandpa watched me, and in that moment, I was able to get time with him. And as the time passed, I learned a few things about him. Here's the story. He died when I was in camp. So when I came back, my mom told me that he died. I was sad. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Gee, I miss him.
Can we give it up again for the grandchildren of Wilkins Cumbo? Yes! Wow. I want to thank all of you for having the courage to come today during a very difficult time in order to speak. We are now going to have the final jazz presentation for today. This is a very special one for all of us. And I just want to recognize there are a number of my colleagues in government who are here. The Bronx Borough President is here, Vanessa Gibson. Where's my sister? Vanessa Gibson is here. Public Advocate Jamani Williams was also here. Councilmember Crystal Hudson was here with us today. We also had Councilmember Camilla Hanks was also here. We have letters from Borough President Antonio Reynoso, letters from Borough President Donovan Richards of Queens. We have had letters, as you've seen, from Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. We had a citation presented by Jamani Williams. We had letters from Mayor Eric Adams. We had letters from Congressmember Hakeem Jeffries, Attorney General Letitia James, and many other letters from friends and family from all over this nation have written and provided support for us. as the video that we played earlier, when Dad had to transition from the hospital to the nursing home for his care the last few months, our family came together in a way that we have never come together before. And it was a difficult journey, and I learned a lot of things about myself in that moment. I found that I was an elitist in a way that I didn't know that I was an elitist. And when we came to the nursing home, I said, this is not for my dad. This is not for him. And I said, he's not for these people that are here, not these people. And my general counsel, Lance Pallavi, he said to me, he said, I know if you were older and in the nursing home, you'd become the queen of the nursing home. And I said, you know what? You're right. I said, I'm going to become the queen now. So I called everyone and I said, we've got to start doing jazz concerts. We've got to start doing art shows. My sister Rashamella, who is a Broadway dancer, you've got to start doing tap dance performances and concerts at the nursing home. We got to transform this place. And transformed it, we did. And during that time, the residents became our friends. The residents became our confidants. They began to comfort me. They began to make gifts from my mother. They began to be the strength that we needed. And when we brought that jazz music into the nursing home, it turned it inside out and upside down. People that were in wheelchairs began to stand up. People that were staring into space began to tap their feet and clap their hands. We saw a transformation and a love and a bond and our ability to be together with our Father in this way. We have no regrets because we were able to spend that kind of time, and we had conversations. We called Kevin, and we called Beverly, and we called Linda, and we called our extended family, and there were conversations. And so I want to thank Eric Frazier and the talented musicians that he brought forward, because they made a very difficult time a very beautiful time. And when you're not expecting beauty in the most unlikely of places, something very magical happens. And I found myself in love with so many of the people that I met there, extraordinary people, and to hear their stories. And it made me feel embarrassed of myself at a point, thinking that we were somehow too good to be there. But I'm glad that we had this moment and this experience, and I want to thank Eric Frazier. And the video that you're going to see right now, this is us unfiltered coming to the nursing home after work, before work, after school, rushing to Starlight City and being with my dad. And my mom's going to give us the final word. But we loved on our dad and sent him. And here's something that I learned that I want to share with all of you. The memories that we are able to make are not only for us. They are for that individual who is about to transcend. And they need those memories where they are going. And so we were filling our dad with music, with memories, with tap dancing, with jazz. We wanted to go him full. And so we thank Eric Frazier for all that he did to make my dad's transition a memorable and a happy one. And they are going to come out. The video you're going to see is us without makeup, without the right clothes on. It was rushing out with jeans, shorts, clothes, unmakeup, hair not done, so that we could be there. So, Mom, I know you like to be presented and presentable, and I know you like to come out a certain way, but I think it's important also for people to see what real life looks like on so many levels. I want to thank Bobby for coming. I want to thank all of our family for coming, Jeff Rodas, Karen, Denise, all of the friends and family, the Brinsons that were able to come. to celebrate with us. So I'm going to bring out the Eric Fraser Quartet, and we are going to begin the final concert for this incredible program. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Testing, testing. How's the mic? Bring it up a little bit. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Hey, how's everybody doing? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup, right?
Yes.
Beautiful people. God bless you all. God bless the family of Will Cumbo and his wonderful, wonderful relatives. And this is one of Will's favorite tunes. It's called My Favorite Things by John Coltrane.
Yes.
gracious and good. That was my dad, the man, a human being so wise, he could live like a king, 'cause he knew the real pleasure in life, to be beholden to and always stand by me, so I'd be unafraid and free. If there was ever a man who was kind and gracious and wise, that was my dad, man, to be beholden to and always stand by me, so I'd be unafraid and free, and free, and free.
Everybody, let's give it up for Eric Frazier! Eric, as we're getting the notice from LIU that we have to begin to conclude our program, but what I would like to do is to have my mother come forward and to give the final word. And we just want to thank your entire group for this incredible performance and concert. And after my mom speaks, if you all would do one final song, and then we will get ready to enjoy desserts and refreshments outside. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Beverly Cumbo.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you. This has been a tremendous feeling, and we love you all. You know, when you meet someone and you seem a little interested in them, you don't know whether it's lust or love. And then when you're with them for a while and you have your first disagreement, you wonder, is this still lust? And you want to, I had it. And you don't. Then you know that that lust has turned into love. And I just want to, there's a little song that keeps resonating in my heart. And it says, hello, young lovers, whoever you are, I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on the chance that you meet, but you meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry because I'm alone. All my good wishes go with you tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own. Could Mr. Carl Turnipseed come forward, please? Could the grandchildren come forward? Mr. Turnipseed still here? Has he left? I can't see. Oh, here he comes. I want Mr. Turnipseed to present this flag to the grandchildren, and he will explain my request.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am delighted to have this honor to present this American flag, a symbol of our United States of America. This flag was presented to Beverly Cumbo as a recognition of her husband, Will Cumbo's service in the United States Army. Let's give him another round of applause. It is traditional that the Army or the service presents this token of appreciation and respect to the wife. But Beverly asked me to come forward as a veteran of the United States Army. I served as well, to present this flag to the grandchildren. Your grandfather was a patriot. And when each of you were or are in school, you pledged allegiance to the flag. So please join me in pledging allegiance to this flag. I pledge allegiance to this flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One last word. One day. For justice and for all, one day. All right? So, let's give them a round of applause as each of you put your hand on the flag. This is in fond memory of your grandfather. Hopefully you'll remember this and honor him in this respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will have, and we are fortunate to have one more song by the incredible Eric Frazier and his quartet, and then we will close out in the spirit of smiling by a song that was written, produced by our brother Malik Youssef Cumbo, and we invite you from there to continue to mix and mingle, get to know one another, and to enjoy desserts and beverages as you are leaving the theater. Thank you so much for the honor of celebrating with us, from traveling from all over the country to be here today to celebrate the patriarch of our father, Wilkins Cumbo. And again, thank you so much, Mom, for your incredible work and service. And to everyone who made today possible, Morris and Ed, who is up there that came in, the incredible sound team. We have, please tell me your name again that's doing our sound that I just met. Its name escapes me, but you'll remind me. I want to thank all the performers. I want to thank Kamala. I want to thank Monica, Jasmine, all of the people that came in so early in order to help and came in the spirit of that to help us through this program. So ladies and gentlemen, if I did not mention you, please forgive me. Blame it on my mind and not my heart. I love every one of you for coming and celebrating. This has been an extraordinary experience with each and every one of you. Thank you all so much.
Beverly? Wait, where's Beverly? Oh, there you go. Okay. This is a dedication to you from the man. He loved this tune, and he loved to sing it to you. There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul that snaps my control. Such a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never can behave. You keep me smiling and I'm wrapped up in your magic. There's music all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so very close to you. Turns me your slave. Come and do anything you want to. Anything, baby, just let me get next to you. Am I insane, or do I really see heaven in your eyes? Bright as the stars that shine up above you in the clear blue skies. Worry about you, just can't live my life without you. Baby, come here, don't have no fear. Oh, is there a wonder why I'm really feeling in the mood for love? So tell me why, stop to think about this weather, my dear. This little dream might fade away. Here I go talking out of my head. Oh pretty baby, won't you come and put our two hearts together? Ooh, baby, make me strong and real. Ooh, when we are one, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. If there's a cloud up above us, go on and let it rain. I'm sure our love together will endure a hurricane. Oh my baby, won't you please let me love you and get relief from this awful misery? What is all this talk about loving me, my sweet? I am not afraid, not anymore, not like before. Won't you understand me now, baby, please? Pull yourself together, do it soon. My soul's on fire, come on and take me. I'll be what you make me, my darling, my sweet. Oh baby, you make me feel so good. Let me take you by the hand. Come, let us travel out there in that new promised land. Maybe there we can find a good place to use a loving state of mind. I'm so tired of being without, I never know what love's about. Well, Patience, think that you come on and blow now if you want to. There I go, there I go, there I go.
you to make a contribution to WBGO Radio in honor of my father. If you have an opportunity, there is a QR code and website on the back. Please make that contribution today. WBGO is under attack, and we've got to make sure that we create and continue to have that great music. We want to thank the crematory services provided by Frank R. Bell Funeral Services. We want to thank Jack and Jill of America. We also want to thank all the people that made today possible. I want to thank Rashida Lander and Universal Temple for the Arts for their incredible contribution for today. And I just want to thank the Cumbo Theater, and I want to thank everyone who came together to make this possible. Please enjoy refreshments outside. Thank you all for giving me and our family an incredible celebration of the life of Wilkins Cumbo. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And please, can we, okay.
Exposed to the elements from all the wounds and hits, abrasion and splits, make it shed your skin.
Twice